Baby animals are adorable, but not every cub or chick resembles its parents. In fact, some creatures have a vastly different appearance before they grow up. Whether this means they completely change color or drastically change in size, some newborns just don't look like they'll grow up to look like their parents. When giant pandas are born, they're pink, blind, and hairless. When they're also 1/900th the size of their mothers. Considering that adult female pandas can weigh over 200 pounds, 91 kilograms, the baby bears are puny marsupials, such as kangaroos, are the only other mammals that exhibit such a large difference in size between newborns and mothers. The reason for the cubs' diminutive bodies pertains to the species' bamboo diet. Given that bamboo contains very little nutritional value, grown pandas must eat up to 80 pounds, 36 kilograms, of the plant each day so their nutritional needs are met. It is easier for the animal to convert bamboo into milk than to convert bamboo into animal tissue, Dejan Wang, a wildlife biologist, told HuffPost. If you're planning to take care of a baby turtle as a pet, you have to know and understand how to effectively care for it until it grows. Turtles are not the most popular pet, but they are cute and adorable that people get easily attracted to them. The most common pet baby turtles are the ones with green shells, such as the American snapping turtle, painted turtles, eastern river cooters, and the yellow-bellied turtle. These little turtles require a well-modified pet home. You should never put them in a fish tank or aquarium because they also need to be able to walk out of water from time to time. The water should not be too deep or too shallow for them, as they need an environment wherein they can swim and rest on land at the same time. The safest way to know how to fill a water tank or aquarium is to measure their shell's width size. The water should be about an inch taller than the width of its shell. Baby giraffes are the cutest thing you could see on the African savanna. While a famous giraffe keeps giving birth at Animal Adventure Park, there's so much more to discover when viewing giraffes in the wild. Amazingly, giraffes give birth standing up. The baby giraffe drops headfirst onto the ground from a height of almost 2 meters. How is that for an entrance into the world? The baby also has a shorter neck, percentage-wise, than an adult, no doubt to fit more neatly in the womb. The baby giraffe eats only mother's milk for the first 4 to 6 months of life, and then begins to sample low-growing young shoots and leaves. Though koalas are one of the most popular animals at Wildlife Sydney and at many other zoos around the world, Monroe says it's rare to meet visitors who know about their unusual feeding habit. People are generally pretty grossed out when they learn about pap, she said. Kids find it hilarious. But she believes pap feeding just makes a unique Australia animal even more remarkable and no less adorable. It shows how they've evolved to survive in such a harsh climate in Australia, and I think that's really cool, she said. I don't think it ruins their cuteness. It's true that it's impossible to ruin koalas' cuteness, even after you read these bonus, unpleasant facts about them. You might have seen an anteater in a zoo or seen a picture of one, but what are anteaters? Do they really eat ants? Keep reading to find out more about this interesting and funny-looking animal. When a pup, baby, is born, it has a full coat of hair and is almost identical to the adult. The pup spends the first year of life hitching a ride on its mother's back. Similar coloring helps the pup blend in so predators can't see it. It also makes the mother look larger and less tempting to predators. For the first 4 weeks of its life, the pup never leaves its mother. While she lies on her side, the baby tucks itself underneath her front legs to nurse up to an hour at a time, drinking about 10% of its body weight each day. When the mother gets up to walk around, the baby scurries up her back and goes along for the ride. They must look after themselves and hide from predators, seahorse babies, as they have no parents to protect them. The seahorse father does not eat until several hours after he has given birth. However, if the babies are still hanging around him after that, they may become a tasty meal. That's right, males sometimes eat their own babies. It's tough being a baby seahorse. Of the hundreds of babies that males give birth to, only 1 or 2 will survive to become adults and have babies of their own. Llama babies. Crías are typically born with all the females of the herd gathering around in an attempt to protect against the male llamas and potential predators. Llamas give birth standing. Birth is usually quick and problem-free, over in less than 30 minutes. Most births take place between 8 a.m. and noon during the warmer daylight hours. This may increase cria survival by reducing fatalities due to hypothermia during cold Andean nights. This birthing pattern is speculated to be a continuation of the birthing patterns observed in the wild. Crias are up and standing, walking and attempting to suckle within the first hour after birth. Crias are particularly fed with llama milk that is lower in fat and salt and higher in phosphorus and calcium than cow or goat milk. A female llama will only produce about 60 milliliters, 2 U.S. fluid ounces, of milk at a time when she gives milk, so the cria must suckle frequently to receive the nutrients it requires. Many salamanders lay eggs, but not all. The alpine salamander and fire salamander give birth to live offspring, for example. Depending on the species, other salamanders lay up to 450 eggs at a time. The Santa Cruz long-toed salamander, for example, lays 200 to 400 eggs at a time, according to the ADW. Spiny salamanders guard their eggs by curling their bodies around them. They also turn them over from time to time. Some newts wrap leaves around each egg to keep them safe. Salamander eggs are clear and jelly-like, much like frog eggs. In fact, baby salamanders are just like baby frogs. Their eggs are laid in water, and the young are born without legs. Young salamanders in the larval stage are called efts. According to the San Diego Zoo, they resemble tadpoles, and as they get older, they grow legs.